Okay, so you clicked on this video wanting to know more about sliding your notes in FL Studio, and since that's your main motive, I'm guessing that my room being messy shouldn't really be much of a big deal. So yeah, let's just get into the video. So for today's video, I'm going to be going over this tutorial using this beat. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you in this tutorial is how to trigger your sliding notes, and there are two ways to do it. So the first way is to click S while having your piano roll open and just click in your note. And as you can see, it has this little icon here to show that your slide note has been activated. Or instead of just clicking S and then clicking in your note, you can just click maybe a random note and then just click this button over here, which has the same icon as what you would have seen over at this point when activating your slide note. So yeah, there's that. And don't forget to accept when that is done. So the second thing that I would like to show you is the effects of the note position and length. So the first thing that I'll show you is the note position. So basically the note position just triggers at what point does the gliding start. So for instance, with this note, right, the gliding starts at the start of the second beat in this section, right? So that's that. And the second thing that I'd like to show you is the note length. So basically the length of this sliding note determines how quick it gets to that note that you are trying to slide to. So for instance, so it finally gets to this note at the end of this note. So like if this note is shorter, it's quicker to get to that note. And you can play around with the intricacies of the position by clicking Alt and just shifting it, just so you can kind of shift it off grid, which was basically the main premise of this beat, because a lot of things are kind of like nudged off beat. You'll see it along with the other patterns of the 808s as the song progresses. And you can also just either shift it from the left or the right, and by default you can't really just shift anything from the left, it's usually from the right. So to change that, you can just go to this drop down menu, go to edit, and then go to allow resizing from the left. That just makes things a lot easier. Instead of just like maybe taking it off and then doing this and then doing that, you can just resize from the left, so it makes things faster. So the next thing that I'd like to show you is sliding perks, like some cool things you can try, which is velocity sliding and note coloring. And for that, I'll have to shift over to a different pattern, which is this pattern. So with this pattern, the first thing I'd show is velocity sliding. So let's listen to that again, and then I'll explain what happens after that. So what you hear here is velocity sliding. And to understand this, you have to first understand that notes carry so many properties to them, right? Like, let me just double click on one of the other notes and you can see all the properties that the note has. But mainly we usually just focus on the pitch and the velocity of the note. And since with these four notes, they're sliding back to the same note that they're coming from, it kind of makes the pitch quality of it obsolete, and we get to play around with the velocities over here. So you're just basically gliding the velocities by doing this. So the next thing that we have is note coloring, and with that I'll have to shift over to a different section. And with note coloring, where it becomes beneficial is if, let's say, I want to make this top note basically play longer than what it is. Let me just first play the pattern just so you can hear how it sounds already. Let's say I want to make this note longer. Let's listen to what happens. This slide note basically triggers both notes, this note and this note, and they basically try to glide back to this note. One way you can counteract that is by either changing the color of one of the notes that could possibly slide to a certain gliding note, or you could take the gliding note and one other specific note you want the gliding to only work on and just color them the same thing. So like when it plays like this note is not affected by this. So if you like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, give me more ideas on what to do for the next videos. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you all in the next video.